making money with your aircraft. Now, you probably just got an aircraft or you're considering purchasing an aircraft. This video is to share some ideas that you can make money with your aircraft. A lot of people don't think about this. When they're thinking about an aircraft, they're looking at the prices, and the prices have gone up incredibly recently. As of late, prices are going through the roof. Just like the car market, the economy is taking these prices and increasing them. And the interesting thing about aviation is that planes, they usually appreciate in value. So it may be a while before those prices come down. Either way, right? If you're looking at a plane and you're looking at these prices, there are ways to subsidize the costs, the operational costs of these aircraft by making money with your aircraft. Now, the first way that you can make money with your aircraft is by leasing it back to a flight school. Now, this method, not so many people like because, there are some downsides which we'll go through. But effectively, what will happen is that your plane, you're going to take it, you're going to go up to a flight school, you're going to say, hey, I will lease you my plane, whether it's a common trainer aircraft, a Cessna 172, maybe a Piper Cherokee, maybe a Grumman Tiger, something along those lines. You say, hey, I will lease you back my plane, and we'll go into a profit sharing agreement where you and the owner of the flight school agree to share the profits from renting your plane to students. Now, this comes with some bad sides. And as you can imagine, flight schools, they're not really nice to the aircraft because it's a training environment, right? A lot of people are training, they're learning to land for the first time. So this can cause damage here and there. And now where it becomes mixy is when who is liable for the damage. So before you enter an agreement like this, you want to make sure that you have laid it out in the contract that you've stated with the owner operator of the flight school, who is going to be liable for any damages to the aircraft. And that is very important. And if you can accept that, right, you may get a plane that may have dents or damages, or maybe the upholstery inside the aircraft may get a little bit damaged over time because you have people hopping in and out all day, right? And then also you have to be mindful, maybe you may not have access to the plane. So you need to lay those things out in the contract that you do with the flight school. What does the access looks like, right? How much access can you get to your aircraft at what time? How much notice do you have to give to the flight school if you want to go on a vacation with your family? Because the point of having a plane on your own is so that you can fly on your own time and your own schedule. And leasing it back to a flight school kind of takes the point away of that, right? So it's very important to keep that in mind when leasing back to a flight school. Another way people don't think about is starting a flight club. You can start a nonprofit organization as a flight club surrounding your aircraft. A lot of people, they make an organization following their N number, right? The LLC is their N number, which is very, very interesting. And this method is really cool because you can get partners or you can get people to help maintain and keep operating your aircraft. Now, flight club is a different type of culture from a flight school. Now, it comes with some of the same downsides because people are in and out of your plane. However, there's more of a culture of this is a shared ownership rather than something where it's just used for training. Now, in a flight club, yes, you're going to have people that will come into the flight club and they will be primarily interested in training. And yes, they're going to be kind of beating up the plane. However, it's still the same culture of, hey, we have a shared ownership of this aircraft and we want to treat it as our own. And you want to lay that foundation out when you're creating the bylaws or the laws governing your flight club. Now, flight clubs are really fun because it's more of an atmosphere, again, of aircraft ownership where you guys are all coming together, like-minded individuals, all love aviation for one purpose, to fly for fun. You can organize events. You guys can go places together whenever you feel like you want to go from point A to point B. Now, it's totally up to you how you want to structure this. A lot of flight clubs, some flight clubs, they go the route of everyone has a legal ownership in the aircraft, meaning that everybody puts a down payment on the aircraft, everybody pays for maintenance, everybody pays for repairs, right? So it's like a complete share, or maybe the traditional type of flight club where it's monthly membership fees, hourly rates, yet there's only one person who holds the legal rights to the aircraft. Now, depending on how much control that you want over the aircraft, that's totally up to you. But that significantly reduces the cost of aircraft ownership and makes it more accessible for you and everybody involved. Now, another way to make money with your aircraft is if you have your CFI, right? This is a great goal for anybody to go towards. I mean, as a aircraft owner, you probably are aware of the insane insurance costs to keep up with your aircraft, but you can reduce that insurance cost by your additional ratings. Now, if you decide to go and get your CFI or your double I, that will reduce your insurance costs significantly based off of the agreement that you have, and that may be advantageous. Now, because of that, you may be able to offer lessons and help people learn how to fly in your own aircraft. That is your own business. You're taking all the profits. Compared to a flight school, the flight school is taking a cut of the CFI's paycheck. But if you own your own aircraft, you're getting the full paycheck of a CFI, the going rate in your area. And I know out in the Californias, it's upwards of like $80 per hour just for a CFI. And, in the New York area, there's charging relatively the same thing where I'm at right now. So you get to take that full take-home profit and also get to put it back into the aircraft ownership experience. Now, you are going to be the primary CFI. You have to go out and you have to get your clients. That may be the hard part. Up front, it may take you some time to go and get those clients. However, it pays back in the end when you're able to teach out of your own plane, you're able to fly your own plane, and you're firsthand ensuring that your own aircraft is being taken care of by your student. Now, this next tip may take a little bit of money up front, but I think it's worth exploring. I haven't really seen it that often, but if you get the appropriate part certificate for this operation, you can probably fit your aircraft to banner tow. Now, are you going to need staff? You're going to need a couple of other individuals to help you set up for this. But if you already have an aircraft and you can fit it for banner towing operations. Now, this is a field where you need to have a little bit more experience. You need to know what you're doing, and it's best to kind of go under an operation before starting your own. But it is a potential avenue that someone with their own aircraft can explore. Again, this involves a lot of investment and involves making a website, starting a business that's surrounding advertising and marketing, and understanding what the rules are within this part operation. But it is something that you can explore. It is a way to make money with your aircraft. And on that same theme, going through the part operations, you can also do scenic tours. If you have your commercial license, and if you get the appropriate part operation for this, you can do scenic tours depending on where you are at. If you are in the big cities like Miami, New York, California, and you have sites that you can fly around, you can tour, you can show people, you can be a single operator of a scenic operation. Now, I think this is really cool because you get to see the smiles on people's faces, right? Taking people up wherever it may be, down the coast, or maybe down the Hudson Corridor if you're in the New York area, maybe in Miami if you're flying low over the Miami coast. I've even seen over by the Great Lakes. Some people do tours around the Great Lakes. Some people down south do tours around the Gulf of Mexico. Depending on wherever you're at, if you have a landmark or if you have nice scenic opportunities, this may be worth exploring. Now, the tough part about this, it's a business, right? So you may have to invest in a website, invest in people to take calls, accept a schedule, and maybe you would have to work around a tight schedule for wherever you want to fly. But it is an avenue where it allows you to fly your plane and yet still hold operational control over the quality and how you fly the plane, and just bringing a good experience to other customers. Now, the last suggestion I have for this video, it may be a little bit more of an unorthodox method, but it's this, right? If you have an aircraft, you have an ability to share the life of what ownership is like. And through mediums like YouTube, through social media, whether it may be TikTok, these are really great avenues to make income. And I think that being an aircraft owner puts you in a very unique position to give people who don't otherwise have the opportunity to see through that lens a little bit of a glance of what this life is like, right? Whether it may be short clips of landings here and there, or whether it may be long approaches, right? Instrument approaches. Maybe it's content surrounding aircraft ownership and what those costs look like. Creating content with an aircraft is an avenue that you can explore, right? I've seen other people do it and they make a return on their investment. You don't need a part operation or part certificate for this type of flying, just recording content, talking about your aircraft. But it's an avenue, and it's really attractive these days on social media, especially with how rare aircraft ownership is. It may be an opportunity for you to explore. Again, you have to be the right type of person for this. If you're outgoing, if you like being in front of a camera, Or if you don't want to be in front of the camera, you can provide commentary. But creating content surrounding aircraft ownership, whether it may be, again, short TikToks or long form content on YouTube, is an avenue that you can explore. And that's it. Those are the 6 ways that I think that you can explore making a return on your investment. Now, you know, if you own a plane or want to own a plane, you know that there's a way to make a return on your investment, making money with your aircraft. There's a lot of ways to explore out there. I hope you have success with whichever path you choose. My name is Michael Colley. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it cleared up a little bit of the path of how to make money with your aircraft. If you like this video, feel free to like it. If you want any more of this content, feel free to subscribe. Check out some of my other videos, and I hope to see you on the next one.